of all, I would like to ask all of you a question. Have you ever used a Lenovo product? How many of you have used it? Please raise up your hand.
I think I'm not sure.
Okay. Actually, the proportion of those people who have used it is relatively low. So that is what the Lenovo company have to consider. How do they attract their customers to use their products? How do they innovate new competitiveness to compete against large companies such as Samsung and Apple? Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are representatives from Hong Kong Shue University. I'm Angel Lee.
I'm Sam Wong.
I'm Nathan Lam.
I'm Prana Ho.
And today we will talk about Lenovo, description of the PC industry. The agenda of today's presentation includes brief introduction about the company and situational analysis, which will produced by Nathan, and issue and suggestion. And Sam and Prana will talk about that. First of all, Lenovo is one of the largest PC producers in China. It also produces other devices such as TV, smartphones, and laptops. It also develops and provides a series of softwares and applications for these, along with these products. The mission of Lenovo is to sustain its competitiveness in the new battlefield, that is smartphone market, and to establish a global brand. Although it's very strong in China, it's still a growing a company in the world. And its goal is to make the list of top 100 brands in the world. That is, what is the final goal of this company? It's just to increase sales and attract more customers. However, in the path to its goals and missions, Lenovo are facing a lot of issues, such as competitiveness and the decline of the PC industry. And today we have identified two issues to be concerned. The first is to evaluate, protect, and attack strategy that Lenovo has been operating for a long time, and also to build a strong China position. And then Nathan will talk about the situational analysis.
Thank you, Angel. Let's move on my part. Based on our observation, we find some strengths in Lenovo. First of all, it's the competitive advantage in PC. Based on our observations, Lenovo and IBM has been finished their combinations, which means they can observe all their skills, all their manpower, all their technicians of the IBM. They can enjoy a global expectations and create more and more new products and serve our customer. Also, because IBM is a famous world brand in the world, so their reputation will increase sharply. Also based upon two, it means that the PC market, our two brands have involved in the PC market, which is Lenovo and Think. But it means that it can earn a high market share. But you may think that it may be facing a direct competition, but it won't, because they are focusing on different segmentations. Lenovo, which focus on the lower end PC market, and the Think is focused on the higher end PC market, such as ThinkPad. Next is the innovative surgeries. They have introduced a 4-screen surgeries, which means that include the smart connected desktop, laptops, smartphone, and TV. As soon as they have become a big follower in China, such as they have become a number 2 of the mobile smartphone market, just behind the Samsung. But we have to focus on the market have been more and more competitors. As the diagram shows, the mobile markets have already the Nokia, BlackBerry, Samsung, and Apple have been entered in the market and share the market share. Also, the Apple and Samsung have absorbed a higher market share, which means that the market is oligopoly now. So it means that Lenovo is hardly to success in this moment. But after this analysis, we have to move on our issues of solve this problem. Is that protect and attack is a good surgery? Sam, please answer us.
Thank you. Then we'll talk about a major issue of this company, which is should we use protect and attack strategy, keep it? And after considering one aspect, we think that we should keep this strategy. And there are 5 major things they have protect areas, which is enormous market share in PC market, high sales volume in China, low cost in manufacturing, strong distribution network, and also strategy of acquisitions. We think that for the strategy of acquisitions, we should cut it. And also we should strengthen the low cost of manufacturing and the sale volumes in China. The reason is that for the acquisitions, why we have to do it? Because we want to be a global brand, but actually after many years and many acquisitions, Lenovo already is certain sense of global brand. And also, although acquisitions provide many technical support for us, but actually it have a high risk that for bad management, because we have to restructure and to manage it. So we think that acquisition is not a very good option. And second thing is, we have to strengthen our low cost of production. But how to do it? We should move some factories to Vietnam, India in the foreseeable 10 years or more years, because the salaries in China is increasing. So if we want to keep the low cost as our strength, we must use this strategy. And also our strengthen how to expand the PC market in other cities in China, because our protect areas is a high sale volume of PC in China. But actually in future, in the first, second, or third tier cities, they will not buy more PC because for the notebook, for the smartphone. So we have to expand this market to 4, 5, and 6 tier cities because they do not have very huge purchasing power. So it is a better choice. Then we go to the attack areas. There are 2 major attack areas, which is driving for market share with lower end product lines in emerging market, which means that for high potential growth market. And second thing is innovating. And in our company, we already innovate a full screen. But we have to think that does attack area enough? It's not enough. We have seen some statistics. In the last year, non-PC or notebook account for only 10% revenue of Lenovo revenues. So you can see that PC market also have played a very significant role for Lenovo. So we have to have a faster change. So how to tackle this problem? We must maintain our strength, which is to promote our full screen, which is a very successful innovation for it. However, we can see the market, which there are not many people use for full screen because there are many problems, maybe promotion, maybe other problems. So we think that we can cooperate with other companies such as Apple, Samsung, because when we can use some Samsung devices to control Lenovo PC, so it can expand our market to them. Second thing is that we have to have more new products. In our company, there are 2 groups, which is Lenovo Business Group and also Think Business Group. We think that we must keep making new products to the market. And second thing, we have to expand the market besides China for other developing countries, Vietnam, India. We have to consider that. So after seeing that, we think that we should keep protect and attack strategy in future. Now, Hannah will talk about another major issues. Hannah.
So in order to achieve the goal to be one of the strong global brand, so we have to analyze what is our position in this industry. For the first one, we have to satisfy the existing market, that means the China market. And the second, we have to expand the new markets to the 4, 5, 6-tier cities. And this is a same sense of blue ocean strategy. We have to avoid the red ocean. And also we would like to be we would like to be the pioneer of these cities, because these cities have some small brand but not the global brand. And our aim is to increase the market share and increase our brand identity in China. So it's clear that our two market segment. The first one is the 1, 2, 3 tier cities, and we especially focus on the youngsters. That means it is a very big potential market. And the second is, and on the other hand, is the 4, 5, 6 tier cities, which is a blue ocean. So for the product, we have to offer the high-end product. That means the think computer to the more metropolis cities. We have to focus on the high quality, for example, the more innovative and a better product designs products to our customers. And we have to offer a better after-sales, for example, the maintenance service to these cities. And on the other hand, we have to offer the low-end product, that means the Lenovo products, and with the basic quality. And for the pricing, we have to enforce the scheming pricing for a higher profit margin for the metropolis cities. And on the other hand, we have to use the penetration pricing strategy to increase the market share in this rural area. Also, for placing, we have to implement intensive retail distribution channels to these cities. And on the other hand, we have to offer selective retail stores to more poor cities.
Let's move on to the promotion part. As we all know, when they spending 1.3 million in promoting their brand in such ways, for example, in TV, in radio, and etc. materials, but it's not effective, and their brand image is not strong in China. So we have introduced some method here. In the first 3 cities, we will introduce e-advertising, which means that because the city in the 1, 2, 3 tiers is more rich than the others, so they can have a better facility. For example, they will have a computer per family, or they will have access on the internet. So we will promote the e-advertising. For example, we can create advertising in the social level, such as Weibo or Round1. Also we can post it in the forum. Finally, we can produce a 5-second advertising in some video clips. As you all know, when you see the video clips on the YouTube other websites in China, they will force you to see a little seconds advertising on that. So we can introduce that approach. Also, in the other city, we can innovate a signal in the native language in teenagers regions. We will use their mother language and promote our products and make it more familiar. Also, we will set up a computer education center in the rural area to create a need of using computer.
So with this recommendation, we have these resources we need. The first is the quality control department, and also the intensive supply chain network. That means we have to build a closer network with the supply chain partners. And also we have to set up more maintenance service centers. And finally, we have to, with the promotional budget, because we have different promotional programs. Next. We have considered some potential risks. The first is the accessibility to the rural area. It is about the geographic limitation, and this is something uncontrollable. So we have to build a stronger relationship with the governmental officials to maybe to strive for subsidy and governmental infrastructure for this solution. And the second is the recognition of the citizens in these areas, because they are sometimes a lack of education and they do not know the new technology. So we have to strongly enforce the education and training in these areas. And the last one is the counterfeiting. And we have to strengthen our promotional notice that this is our brand and we are the global brand. And also we have to use the lawsuits as our last resort.
And finally, let's come to the conclusion. We plan to use the two strategy, that is to enforce the protection and attack strategy and to build strong position in China to achieve our goals. That is to increase the market share. That is what every company hopes to do, and to gain strong position in the competitive market and to win the competition with Samsung and Apple, those large companies. So this is the end of our presentation. Thank you.
You went through the strengths and weaknesses and re-evaluated whether or not they should continue with this strategy, and you put a number of strengths down there and so on, and a number of actions. One thing that I missed, maybe it was there, maybe it wasn't, was research and R&D capability. You talked a lot about other capabilities that they either have or need. So I want to ask you to, I want to probe a little further about the R&D capability, because the assumption here is that you can compete effectively with Apple and Samsung, and that Lenovo had enough bench strength in research and development to do that. Now, in Apple's case in particular, they've shown a culture of innovation, not just the R&D capability, but the way that they deploy it. One could argue, I think, from my limited knowledge, that Samsung have been very effective as a copier. Perhaps they've been innovative, but they've taken what's already been done and then gone a little further. Now, what ability does Lenovo have to compete in this regard? I'd like the team's opinion on those two dimensions, R&D and the culture of innovation.
First of all, I think the R&D perspective. Actually, Lenovo has its own strengths in this aspect because it has the full screen system. But not many knows about it because of a lack of promotion, and also it has some technologies from the companies that it had already acquired. That's are the two sources of innovation in the company. But actually, we think that Lenovo has not make good use of it and promote the product into to its market, its target market.
And one point I want to add, which is we can use a different direction. For Apple or Samsung, there are many very strong softwares or many apps of that. But just like the full screen, we use a control network between devices. It is another direction. So if we just follow the same direction, we can't win for that. So this is the first point. And the second one is that we have different markets for some high innovation, and another market is low pricing for some poor countries. So in the short term, we know that innovation cannot very fast to better than others, but we can earn more profit from the poor countries than make use of those money to develop the innovation, because it is a long-term development.
Would you, let's talk a little more about pricing. You're talking about it being a more competitive price proposition in the tier 4, 5 and 6 places. How are you going to do that? Are you a lower cost provider, or are you going to use a lower margin? What's your ability in that regard?
Actually, one of the advantages of Lenovo is its low cost of production. And also, it has invested a lot of money into the technologies to lower the cost. So we think that our strategy is to lower the cost.
Why we have to use the pricing scheme strategies in the first three cities, because the nature of the customer is the new adapter. They are willing to accept the new goods and the new innovation or new breakthrough. So I think instead are schemify for us to to use or to buy this product in the first way. So we set this price service. And why we use the penetration pricing in the 4, 5, 6 tier cities, because their purchasing power is lower than before, and we hope that more and more customers can use or can create their needs to use our products. So we are set up penetration to them to use these tools.
Thank you.
This primary target for expansion, tiers 4, 5, and 6 cities. How big is the market there? Do we have any idea? Is that big enough to replace the lost market in the more affluent cities?
Actually, as we know that there are 1.6 billion people, 1.5 billion people in China, and the market is very large, actually, and we are targeting on the actually the base of this the market is very large.
Yes, we focus on sale volume because we know, like Angel said, that in some rich cities, their population is not very large compared with the base of Chinese. However, for some Yunnan, is it Guizhou? Guizhou is extremely poor, but other places, we focus on the sale volume. Although their purchasing power is not very high, but we can, because we are low cost, like you said that, so we can sell a very huge number of sale volume to them, then to maybe ease the loss from the PC market.
Of course, we do not have an accurate statistic that what is how big this potential market. But this is a very simple sense that this is a very potential market, and it is a fast-growing market at present. And because this province, especially in Zhenjiang, these places have a profoundly changing in this industry, and it has transformed from industry from the other industry, and also upgrading industry. So we believe that this sense is reasonable because this is a very big potential market. It's just like the South Asia Pacific countries.
So you talked about the localized strategy and suggested to move from the workforce to other countries outside China. Can you explain more about that?
Okay. For India, Vietnam, or just Asia countries, there are huge purchasing power. But because we do not enter to this market before that, okay. So we have to try to cooperate with their local retailers and talk about the pricing and do more research to know the countries, the purchasing power, does the interest in buying a low price computer or high functions price computers.
And actually, we can see the trend in China that the salary and the cost of raw materials are rising. It is a very, very important factor why we are considering moving our production to other countries. And these other countries like Vietnam and India, they have lower cost of production and more competitive in this competition of low price and low cost. So that's why we are moving some, not all, just some of our production to these countries.
How do you see the challenge of managing the quality in those countries, and also to manage or challenge those countries?
Actually, this is the sense of maybe family companies. That means our headquarters is in China, and we have some subsidy in this maybe Southeast Asia region, and it is the same sense of the multinational corporation, and they do this and have some managers there, and they have managed all the sectors, all the deficient sectors and labors in this on quality control, and also about our benchmark and our trademark of this production line.
Besides quality control, we think that we can sign a contract with the producers in India or Vietnam that if their quality it cannot meet our requirement, then we will not buy that. So it's just like what the Apple do in China. So it is an effective way to keep the quality of Lenovo.
And also the counterfeiting issue. It's actually a very severe issue that is affecting many companies in China. And we have figured out some solutions. The first is to sell our products in the permitted stores, retailer stores. Only these stores have the right to sell our products. And the second, we can develop some verification labels to identify our products, to set up this whole system. And thirdly, to lawsuit those who copied our products. That is the three strategies that we are planning on the counterfeiting issue.
I want to ask you about the management of this company. You read that they've got a leader who has, developed a strategy of protect and attack, and has done quite a lot of things. I noticed on your charts you had deliberately erased, but kept it visible, the global expansion, and you put China there. I presume that was deliberate because you must have deliberated about this. What do you feel about the management team in that regard? Are they equipped to become a major global player and to compete effectively against these people that we've talked about, Apple, Samsung and the others? Talk about the management team if you would, please. Any thoughts?
Actually, we don't think that Lenovo is presently capable of being a global team, global company, because the top managers, they have a very narrow cultural background, and the culture in this company is based on Chinese culture, and the way they work, the whole value system they own are just Chinese value. And although they have acquired a lot of other branches all over the world, they are just using the same strategy that they use in China to organize these, to manage these branches. So we think that we have to, Lenovo has to be more verify its top management, and to accept more foreigners and top managers from other countries to enter its top management team, and to verify its culture and values.
Now I'd asked you that, but you did not include it in the presentation, right? Is there a reason for that? Did you discuss this?
Do due to a limitation of time.
All right.
And also, we think that the main problem of today's issues is about how to have a better marketing metrics for increasing our market share and increase the brand identity, at least in China. So we just think of China first, and
Okay.
the global, and we have to be the global, strong global brand, and we have to follow or try to see how the other multinational corporation to do to widen the market coverage.
That is the first step to increase our market share in China.
Yeah, I got it.
And
Okay.
then, yeah.
Understood.